I don't like when products don't have like a name to it. I feel like it's just so like unglamorous to be like, yes, shade LX050. Holy, it is freezing today. I just turned on my heat. It is the first snowfall here in Toronto. It is getting cold. That only means one thing. The year is coming to an end. I thought it would be time to do a beauty 2021 favorites. I haven't really sat down and done like a good beauty update of the products that I'm loving in a while. So I figured this would give you an insight into everything that I love. And I've got some old favorites, but I have switched it up quite a bit. I feel like the last year and a half has been way more creative for me, and I've actually been using way more color and just having more fun with my makeup. That being said, I'm wearing a very boring makeup today. My left nostril is also chronically leaking right now. So not really sure what to do about that. This robe is so fantastic. I can't get over it. Okay, so I have everything in order. Am I gonna have the energy to timestamp every single product or category? I don't know. Maybe one of you viewers can make timestamps for me. That would be amazing. I'm gonna start off with face, foundation, bases, then go into eyes, lips, all of that stuff. I have it all laid out in front of me. Let's start off with product number one. Now, I feel like I didn't really use a lot of primers this year. I've kind of skipped that step as long as my skincare is good. But one thing that I really loved is the Hollywood Flawless filter. This is like almost like a luminous kind of, I wouldn't call it a foundation, but like a luminous base that you can mix it in with your foundation or use it on top as a highlighter. I like to use it almost as like a first step, put it on my cheekbones and then kind of layer a foundation over top and blend it out. But this product has existed in my collection for a couple of years, but I really didn't ever care about it. It wasn't until this year that I kind of rediscovered it and fell in love. This one here is in the shade 2.5. I believe I have 3.5 as well, which is more my summer shade. But this is just a really great product. And if you're someone who, you know, maybe doesn't even wear foundation, but you just want to do a little something, this is a really good kind of like starter product to get you into base products without being too full coverage. So yeah, this just kind of makes your skin look like it has a filter on, as the name would suggest. Okay, the next thing is a foundation. Now, for the longest time, I loved MAC Face and Body Foundation, and I still do. It really is a great product. The one thing about that is that it's not vegan, and although my makeup collection isn't 100% veganized by any means, I do try, when there's an equivalent option available, pick the vegan one, and that's this. This one's amazing. This is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40, and this is kind of like my everyday makeup kind of look. When I film, I do more of a full coverage base, but for like an everyday, I'm seeing people in person, this is what I go for. It's very light coverage. It feels like very watery and thin when you apply it. The only thing, if I was to have one criticism, is that it does have a bit of a smell. And it's not that it has fragrance in it, but I just feel like I can smell the product a little bit. And it's not that it's bad by any means, but I typically like all of my products to have no fragrance or not smell like anything. And again, it's not that there's fragrance added in it. It's just like the ingredients of the foundation. That being said, this has SPF 40, which Face and Body did not have any SPF. So this is just kind of like a go-to 2-in-1 product. But yeah, really great skin perfecting base. Doesn't look like you're wearing any makeup, but makes your skin look better. And especially in like the summertime, even if I'm not doing any other makeup, just popping some of this on, it is amazing. It is so good. It actually just launched in Canada too. So if you've been looking to get your hands on it, any Canadian babes out there, I got you. Okay, now let's talk about concealer. I think honestly ever since I started on YouTube back in like 2014, I've used NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm not gonna lie, it's still in the collection. But I do have some new concealer favorites. So the first one actually is also by Ilia. Ilia was a brand that I discovered this year. Like, I hadn't used any Ilia products before, and I feel like they're kind of doing all the things right in terms of clean, cruelty-free, all of that, and they make really good quality products as well. So this is the True Skin Serum Concealer. I use shade SC25 Lotus. This is more of a summer shade. I actually need to get a lighter one, but I normally use this just for under my eyes. It's very creamy. It's not too thick like the NARS Creamy Concealer that it will crease, but it still gives you a bit of coverage. Not as much coverage as NARS, more of like a natural finish, but paired together with that serum concealer, amazing for like every day. I'm trying to look cute in real life, not just for photos. You know what I'm saying? Then, if I'm trying to look cute just for photos and not anyone in real life, that's when I go for these concealers. These are the Dermablend concealers. I have two different shades here. I like to use more of a yellow-based concealer for any breakouts and to give any coverage to the area. And for under my eyes, I like to go for more of a pinkier color. So the pinkier one here is 15C, and then I use 23W for yellow concealing. These are super full coverage, like completely blanks out your face. So if you are looking for a very full coverage concealer, Again, it doesn't feel nearly as thick as NARS Creamy Concealer, but this gives you way more coverage than NARS Creamy Concealer. And these are available at Shoppers, at the drugstore. Really great, convenient, and they wear well. They look good on camera. They're great. I'm so glad I kind of stumbled across these. This I wouldn't necessarily wear in real life. It's a bit too full coverage for my liking, but if I'm filming something, these are amazing. Now, I just had to throw this in here because I literally just discovered this like 2 weeks ago, but I have been loving it. So take this with a grain of salt. It is a new discovery. This is the Rose Ink Concealer. This is Rosie Huntington Whiteley's brand, and this is in shade LX050. I don't like when products don't have like a name to it. I feel like it's just so like unglamorous to be like, yes, shade LX050. It has a huge doe foot applicator, and this is, again, kind of like a product that meets somewhere in the middle of the other two concealers. It gives you actually a lot of coverage. It's very, very creamy, very blendable, but wears really good and looks good both in real life and on camera. So this is kind of like, you know, a happy medium. Again, I do actually need to get this in more shades. I want more of a pinkier shade for under my eyes because I do find this is a bit yellow. But yeah, I'm pretty new to the brand, but really impressed with Rose Ink so far. And I really like this concealer. Okay, so powders. I actually feel like this was a year for powders for me. I'm normally someone who, I don't really care too much about powders. I like more of a dewy finish, and sure, I'll set the areas that I want to have set, but I'm not someone who like bakes heavily or does a lot of that stuff. That being said, for the longest time, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter Powder was my absolute favorite. And don't get me wrong, still love this. This is always in the collection. But I discovered a new loose powder, and this is the Huda Beauty Pound Cake. This kind of went viral on TikTok, and that kind of piqued my interest to try it. I feel like I just have old Laura Mercier powders and Makeup Forever powders in my collection, but again, I didn't really think twice or care too much about them. This is so noticeably better and different and just blurs the skin but doesn't get cakey somehow. It makes no sense. If I am gonna bake, this is what I use, and this just, your skin looks like buttery and poreless, and I don't understand what they put in this, but it is really, really good. This does come in a few different shades. Pound Cake is perfect for my skin tone, but yes, was very confused by the magic of this product. I love it. It's really good. Okay. Oh, I forgot to talk about this with concealers. Okay, this is like a little smidge. I can't believe I have 4 concealer favorites. I feel like I was pretty lean with the rest of the categories, except concealer clearly was my year for it. This product I kind of hate to talk about because this is Becca's Under Eye Brightening Concealer. It's no secret, Becca does not exist anymore. They're going under. Very sad. Love the brand, and there's a bunch of product favorites I have from them. But in the spirit of like getting my final shop-in for Becca products, I thought I would try this concealer because everyone used to love this. Like if you remember like 2016, 2017 era YouTube, I feel like everyone had this, but I never tried it. So I tried it out, and it's really good. It has this like almost reflective, I wouldn't say glittery, but there's like a reflectiveness to it, and layering it right in that like under eye, like orbital bone socket there where I find I have the most darkness. It's really good at just bouncing back light and just brightens your under eye to the most amazing degree. And I wouldn't necessarily use this on its own. I would use this more of a color corrector underneath and then layer another concealer on top. But yeah, very impressed by this. It's a bit sticky, and I can see some people not liking the finish of it, but I really like it, and I figured it was worth adding in here. If you can find Becca or order it online, do it while you can because this one is definitely worth trying if you've never tried it before. Okay, now moving on to bronzers. This is gonna come to no surprise. If you follow me on TikTok, Jesus, throwing it all around. If you follow me on TikTok or on Instagram stories, any of those things, I think I've pretty much exclusively used this bronzer for the past year. You can tell by the state of it, my most loved products always look actually disgusting because I use them all the time. Now this is the cream bronzer by Fenty in the shade Macchiato. This shade is absolutely perfect for my skin tone. Did I say Fendi instead of Fenty? This is the Fenty bronzer. My like mouth is getting lazy. I dropped the hard T. Obviously, Fenty is known for having amazing shade ranges, so they have a bunch of different colors in their bronzers and different undertones. This is kind of the perfect medium where it has a bit of that yellow kind of goldenness. It's not too red and muddy on me. I really like it. The formula is amazing. It blends out super well. It stays really well. It has really great staying power, and just is exactly what I want in a cream bronzer. So absolutely love this. Clearly need to buy a refill. Cannot recommend these cream bronzers enough. Yeah, something about this year I feel like was kind of the year of rediscovery, and I kind of cleaned out my collection quite a bit. I think when I initially moved the beauty office to this space here, I had like a bunch of decluttering to do, and that just kind of forced me to pull out products that I hadn't used in a while. And I had the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette just sitting in the back of a drawer, and for the longest time I was using the Smashbox Contour Kit, and that one was good and I really like it, but I just was like, hey, let's use this one. I remember back in the day, the reason I didn't like it was because I found it so pigmented, and although it would blend, it would almost just be too pigmented from the get-go. But weirdly enough, that's actually why I've kind of grown to love it now. I like how I just need a little dollop of product, and now that I kind of am familiar with how much color payoff it has, I know how to control it a bit better. But I pretty much only use these 3 shades over here. There is a more gray tone contour color, which I like to use to kind of cut my cheekbones and contour around my lip and the sides of my nose. And then I actually really like these 2 brightening powders as well. There's this more yellow toned one, which I like to kind of sometimes cut out my cheekbone and do a little bit of like almost baking, sculpting, just I don't ever know how to explain it. Always in my brain when I'm thinking of kind of adding dimension back into my face, I call that kind of like the sculpting step, which is basically just highlight and contour. But I really love this yellow toned powder for that. And then I like this pink powder here for under the eyes. If I have any fallout, it's kind of like a quick little hack. I'll just take it on like a beauty wedge, like a little makeup wedge, you know, those little white disposable ones. And I'll just kind of sharpen up under my wing. It's like a quick and easy little foolproof hack to kind of clean it up. Obviously it can get a bit cakey if you do that all the time. Like, don't rely on that to be your cleanup, but it is a good little last minute thing to do. But yeah, really have been liking this palette, and I'm glad that I finally like put it to use, because there's nothing I hate more than wasted products that aren't getting love, you know? Okay, I lied. When I said I had the most concealers out of any category, that was not the truth. Blush is the answer. This was the year of blush for me. I love blush so much. I've always been a blush fanatic. I love cream blushes specifically, and I can't explain it. It brings together the whole face. It makes me so happy. It's also funny for me now. I feel like a lot of my beauty purchases are really influenced by TikTok. It's funny to watch it all happen. Like, I used to watch obviously all these beauty gurus on YouTube back in like the 2010 era, and that as a child, like I was like how old was I there? I would have been like 12, 11. That really influenced all the products that I wanted to buy. And although I don't like to say the beauty community on YouTube is dying, it's definitely just shifted a lot, and I think in some ways good. I don't know, I even look at like my own consumer habits, and I'm not necessarily stumbling upon new videos to buy new things. I'm more at the stage where I have my favorite YouTubers or beauty creators that I watch, and sure, I take their recommendations, but it's just like a bit different than what it used to be, which I think is good. Change is always good. What I'm trying to get to with that though is now I feel like all of my random kind of little purchases and little products that are piquing my interest all come through TikTok. And it can be someone that I've never even like seen before. It can be a brand new creator, but I'll watch this video and I'm like, I need to try that product. Whereas that's what YouTube was for me 10 years ago. So it's kind of cool to see how it all has shifted. And all that to say, it's really inspired a lot of my beauty habits over the past year. Another old rediscovery was the Glowgasm Beauty Wand by Charlotte Tilbury. If you are on TikTok, you will know this product because I'm pretty sure Madison Beer was maybe the first person that kind of kicked it off in popularity. And this is by far, hands down, my most used blush. I have it on today, and it just adds the most like beautiful kind of sheen and glow. It is a bit more of like a bright pigmented pink, which I find actually looks better on me when I have a bit of a tan. I'm at my palest right now, but I can still get away and use it. But the finish of it is so amazing. The staying power isn't insane. Like, I find it does fade, but the glow and like the sheen that you get from it does stay on. There's this amazing kind of like gold glitter throughout it in the most beautiful way. It makes your skin look amazing. I also find something about these products, if I've over powdered my face and it's looking too cakey or not dewy enough for me, you add this on your cheekbones and instantly it's like, oh, she's dewy and glazed. It's amazing. I love it. I know it's sold out a bunch of places, but if you do ever find this, go and get it. My only criticism of these beauty wands is that the applicator gets kind of junky and gross, and mine has so much spilled product on it, but it is that good that I will continue to use it. Hands down, the winner blush of the year. That being said, I do have some close runner-ups. The Nude Sticks Nudie Bloom Sweet Peach Peony. This is like a cream stick that has a really gorgeous dewy finish. This is a bit lighter. This is more of like a winter color for me. If you follow me for a while, you'll know that Poppy Girl is an all-time favorite blush for me. Super bright, amazing for summer. This is still great. I still love it. But I feel like I have reached for this one a bit more this year. I'm a huge fan of nude sticks. I love how non-fussy the packaging is. This one's just really great. Then this was definitely a summer blush for me. This is Kiss of Rose by Bare Minerals. It's the Gen Nude Bronzer, which is like a bronzer and blush in one. It is just the most gorgeous kind of like golden burnt rose color. It looks amazing in the summer. It has a really good kind of like golden sheen throughout. It is a powder though, so in the summertime when I'm a bit more sweaty and don't want something as like slippy as this product, this is a great go-to. I'm just obsessed. The formula is amazing, and I just think that Bare Minerals is doing a bunch of of really cool things lately. I'm excited by the brand again. And again, a recent new discovery, but I had to throw it in there because you know when you just try a product and you're like, oh, I know this is gonna be a favorite? That was this one. Again, from Rose Inc. This is the shade Azalea. And I was kind of confused by the formula of this product at first. It's kind of like wet and sticky. It's not necessarily a full cream blush, but it's not a powder. It's like a weird hybrid, and I didn't think I would like it that much actually. And in the pan, the color looks maybe a bit not my typical color I would go for. That being said, amazing. I love it. It blends so well. The color payoff is great. Just a great blush. Okay, and in terms of highlighters, I feel like I was just using my same champagne pop that is literally 5 years old and has been crumbled. Something about that I always go back to. But in terms of a rediscovery or something that was more of a standout, definitely this Hollywood Beauty Light Wand, which is kind of like in the same family as that blush. This is definitely more of like an icier kind of champagne versus like a golden colored highlight. But again, great for just adding that dew kind of glazed look back into your skin. I just really like it. Okay, I think let's move on to eyeshadows and eyeliners because I feel like it was a big year for me. And I feel like it's interesting to see how like beauty trends have been impacted by COVID as well. Like for me, I know I wasn't leaving the house, so I was a bit more bored and willing to experiment with my makeup. And for me, that really helped me kind of dive into more colorful looks, more editorial, fun, bold liners and monochrome looks and things that I had been wanting to try but hadn't really gotten around to it. So in terms of products that I really love, had to include this. This is Smashbox Always On Cream Shadow. This one here is in the shade Cerulean. Am I saying that right? It's this really cool like baby blue teal color. I've used this one a ton. I have it also in a deeper blue. I have like an olive color, a bunch of really nice kind of bold colors. It's kind of like a little squeezy tube, super pigmented. You can just use it as one wash all over the lid. You don't even need to set it. Once it kind of dries down, it like locks in place. It's one of those things that it really takes no effort. There's no wrong way to do it, but it looks suddenly like you have this cool girl makeup that you spent so much time on. So I absolutely love this product. And although I do like the shade, it's really just the product in general, which is a standout. So if you're looking for a really easy to use bold color, these are the ones. Now I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes here. This is from the brand Kaleidos. Is that how I say it? Kaleidos? Like kaleidoscope, but you stop. And this is the Escape Pod eyeshadow palette. This brand was a whole new discovery for me this year, and I really love a bunch of their products. This is like the most pigmented and fun eyeshadow palette ever. It has such amazing color payoff. You can see in like one swatch how bright it is. The feeling of these products, like they're so buttery. For a powder eyeshadow, you just wouldn't expect it to be that creamy, but they're so amazing. And they have glitter shades inside too, which are the most beautiful, like duochromy reflective colors. Yeah, overall, incredible brand. I actually just got like 2 new palettes. I haven't played around with them yet, but they have the most fun colors that are just so exciting to me. Like, there's nothing better when you can open a palette and it just inspires a whole look. And you just feel creative and you're like, yes, I see the vision. Anyways, this is a palette that does that for me and the formulations are incredible. Now in terms of more like normal everyday colors, I have 2 palettes here that I really liked. This one I feel like I leaned on more towards the beginning of the year. This is the One Size eyeshadow palette. This is nice because it has a mix of matte, everyday colors for just kind of sculpting the crease. I always like to do a bit of a shadow liner too. These are really great for that. This also has a bit more like earth tones, but still more exciting colors. Like these olives over here, more of a mustard. You have like this bright blue. So it does give you a bit of wiggle room to kind of try some new looks and change it up, but still very wearable and nothing too intimidating. I actually think this is a really good beginner's palette if someone's just getting into makeup but wants to have a good variety. Love the formulation of these shadows. It's really great and non-fussy packaging, which is always a plus. Then there was a moment about halfway through the year when I got this palette and then I kind of forgot about that One Size palette. This is the Makeup by Mario palette in Master Mattes, and this is just like any makeup artist's dream. It's got all of the matte colors you could ever need, from a super pale, almost like off-white color to a matte black, super pigmented. It blends really well, great staying power, and I just really like the range of undertones of like browns and some taupey browns. Right now, this is definitely my everyday eyeshadow palette, and again, small packaging, not fussy. Fits in your kit or your makeup bag really easily. Love this. Okay, and then this year, earlier in the year when I was, again, bored and locked down, I had wanted to try some of these like wet liners where you add water and they're water activated. And I've been seeing this brand, Glisten Cosmetics, everywhere over my Instagram. And I was like, you know what? I gotta do it. So I ordered a bunch of their colors. I think this is pretty much, not necessarily their entire line, but I have every color you could possibly need. And these are the split liners. So they have like the lighter shade of purple and then the darker shade. So it really just gives you like a lot of options options. And yeah, you basically just dip your eyeliner brush in water, you mix it in. It's basically like a cake eyeliner, which is more, I don't want to say like an outdated product, but it's something that was much more popular like back in the day. But I love to see them coming back because they're super easy to use. And you can kind of play around with the amount of water to kind of adjust the formula to your needs. But yeah, this is a really great way to do like a bright, bold neon liner, some more like, I've been doing like lines on the top of my eyes, and I don't know, these are just amazing, like great color payoff, super fun neon colors, and again, just a product that really inspires me when I look at it. I'm like, ooh, I want to do something fun today. So absolutely love those liners. Actually, I should have done more of a fun look today. Whew, okay, I couldn't go a video without talking about my faux freckles. This is amazing. This is Freck. This is the OG formula. I think I do faux freckles almost every single time I do my makeup. I love the way it looks. And I'm just so envious of anyone who has natural freckles. I just think they're so adorable. So I always do them on my nose here, and in the summertime when I have a bit more of a tan, I like to do a bit more. This is a super foolproof formula. You just kind of dot it on, blend it out with your finger, and you just have like realistic looking freckles. It's so insane. So love that. Also, pro hack, if you have any pimples, which I have one right in my like eyebrow right now, you just pop a little freckle on and now it becomes a freckle. Magic. Okay, let's talk mascara. I am a waterproof mascara lover. I will never not use a waterproof mascara. This year, CoverGirl had a very exciting launch. Or was it last year? No, it's this year. This year this came out. It's a new product for this year. This is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean Waterproof Formula. CoverGirl is just a very exciting brand to me. It's a drugstore brand that has now gone cruelty-free, and I feel like it's really listening to like the younger consumer base who wants clean products, cruelty-free, vegan formulas. And I find it's easy for a lot of these more traditional established brands who have been around forever to just kind of be like, no, we're doing what we do best. And I kind of honestly hate that attitude, so I'm so glad to see that CoverGirl is changing with the times, and love this product. This is absolutely amazing. It's the Lash Blast brush that you've like always grown up using. It feels very familiar. The formula is great. I love the little spiky brush to really kind of elongate my lashes. Their waterproof formula is great because it holds the curl and doesn't smudge anywhere. Overall, hands down the best mascara of the year, no questions asked. Okay, I also had to throw in my favorite glue. I am a Kiss lash glue gal through and through. I've tried other ones. Nothing is quite as sticky and long lasting as this glue. This is just the regular strip lash adhesive, and it has the little wand where you can just kind of paint it on. If I had to give this product one criticism, it would be that it's so long lasting that sometimes even after I remove my makeup and like use oil to get it off, there will still be little dollops of glue because it is that strong holding. But I'd rather it be that case than any other way because I don't have to worry about lashes falling off throughout the night. I'm not someone who wears a ton of strip lashes, but I do like to do individuals, especially on the outer corners. And this is hands down always the glue that I'm using. It is amazing. I've been obsessed with this for at least 3 or 4 years now. Okay, we've got to talk a little bit about eyebrows because I am an eyebrow fanatic. I like my eyebrows big, fanned out, laminated looking. And for the longest time, I was using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, which I still do like. It does flake though over time. So again, this is a product that is great for using on camera and for makeup that's gonna be worn for a short amount of time. But throughout the day, that one will just get a bit weird and flake and just behave badly. So I've always kind of been on the lookout for another brow product that is gonna be a strong enough hold that can really just lift my brows up. And that's when I discovered Refi Beauty. I don't know if it's Refi. I think it's Refi. This is made actually by a creator. I follow her on Instagram. I think her name is Jess Hunt. But she's always had the most amazing brows, and then she created her own brow product, and I was honestly sold. It has like this double spoolie end, so it kind of helps you like press and fan out your eyebrows and really just get them looking so individual and hair-like. It's amazing. I've always used more of like a clear brow gel formula, but this one is actually like white and almost looks like liquid white glue or something. But it's really good for lifting up your eyebrows. This gives you almost more of like a I would say maybe waxy finish, if that makes any sense. Whereas the Benefit one is more like a spiky hair gel that gets crunchy. So this is a bit more flexible and moves as you talk and move your eyebrows. So it doesn't flake off like the other one, which I really like. It's not necessarily as strong of a hold, but for everyday wear where I'm seeing people in person, I trust this one way more. And then I always pair that with my Urban Decay Brow Blade. This is no surprise. I fell in love with this last year and I've been using this pretty much exclusively over the year. This one is in the shade Cool Cookie. They have a really great shade range. You also get the marker on the one end, which is what I use to do like really tiny little hair strokes. But then you get the pencil on the other end too, which is good if you're doing like maybe some more faux freckles. You can even use this as an eyeliner in a pinch. This is just a good product overall. Okay, let's talk lips. So what I have on my lips right now is one of my favorites. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Medium 2. So this is Pillow Talk, but the darker shade of it. Pillow Talk is great, but sometimes a bit too light for my everyday wear. So I really, really love this, especially again in the summer. I found I use this one a bit more. Charlotte Tilbury's formulas are so long lasting and they're just pretty much as good as it gets when it comes to lip liners. So that was definitely my most used, most favorite. A really close second though is the Patrick Ta lip liners. This one's in the shade She's Proud. And this one's kind of cool because it actually has like a push kind of retractable, well not retractable, it only goes out, but like a push lip liner. So you never have to worry about like sharpening it. This one's much more of like a pale kind of nude color, way lighter than the Charlotte one, but really good if I'm going for more of like a concealer lip, nuded out vibe, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I really like the formula and the color, and also I'm just excited about Patrick Ta Beauty in general. So those two are definitely my most used liners. Then in terms of lipsticks, I actually found that I used this liner a ton. It's technically like, it's one of those like chubby kind of liners. So I would almost use it just like a lipstick versus a super thin liner. And this is the Buxom Plump Line Lip Liner in White Russian. Now this is a super pale and like almost like 2010 paled out lip vibe. But what I like doing is actually pairing this with like the Charlotte one, and I'll do kind of like an ombre lip to make my lips look a bit fuller. So I'll do the darker lip line, a little bit of this in the center and kind of pat it out, and it just kind of brightens and adds like a highlight to my lips. So definitely love this one this year. There's also the matching lip gloss that goes with it. I really just feel like this year I fell in love with Buxom's lip products. This is in the exact same shade. It's in White Russian, and it has kind of like a thick formula, which I like more of a thick lip gloss, but it also has a little bit of like a plumping effect as well. So same kind of deal. I wouldn't use this all over my lips because it pales them out a little too much, but just a little bit of this right in the center, it just adds like that fullness, like amazing pouty lip vibe. It's so, so good. Something about this year, I feel like I wasn't into like full-fledged like applying a lipstick super pigmented all over the lips. I would do like either a liner and a little bit of like lip balm. That's more of my everyday look kind of thing. But if I am gonna do like a straight up lipstick tube on the lips, I like going for the paler color and ombreing it out. This is just like another iteration of that. This one's more pinky and like cool toned, whereas I actually made this at the Bite Lip Lab and I made it a bit warmer. This was actually really inspired by Charlotte Tilbury's lipstick in Nude Kate, which is one of my favorite Charlotte lipsticks of all time. So yeah, this one was just kind of fun because I got to customize it. I got to add like the fragrance in it that I like. So I don't know the exact formula of this, but very similar to Charlotte Nude Kate. This is just, this one I would say is slightly more yellow in undertone and a shade more white and lighter. I feel bad recommending like a custom product because there's no way you can like get this exact one, but I gotta be honest, it's what I used a ton this year. And then just sticking to the theme of like lip products, like I was saying, I like to use a lip balm instead of like a lipstick. Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask continually wins. This is just the best lip balm ever to exist. Like I don't understand how it is so good. I think I have them in every single flavor at this point. This one's in the shade Ginger Snap, which is more of like an exclusive holiday one. I have the peppermint flavor, the mint flavor, the pink, the yellow, like vanilla, everything. They're all so good. Pick whatever flavor you like. There's something about the formula of it that's kind of like, it's obviously like a lip balm, so it's kind of thick and it's so delicious and luscious feeling on the lips, but it gives you a really glossy finish, so it looks like you're wearing a lip gloss, which is why I like to use it as a step, like as a final step in my makeup, because it keeps my lips hydrated, but acts like a lip gloss. That's what I have on my lips right now. Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I don't know how you do it. Whew! Okay, I think that's everything. Those are all of the beauty products that I've been loving over the past year. If there's anything specific that you're curious about, just let me know. I'll be in the comments and I'll reply back. As always, I'll have the breakdown of everything in the description and links on where to shop and all that good stuff. But yeah, I feel like this was a really fun year for makeup for me. I feel like I go through waves of like discovering new products and getting a makeup ruts. This year was just like a very creative year and I just had a lot of fun, which is really just cute to say. Like I really did have so much fun. But yeah, let me know what makeup products were standouts for you this year, and if you know like my taste in makeup styles, and if there's something that you think I would love, let me know because I'm feeling spendy and I'm in the mood to buy new makeup. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure you subscribe, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, do all the things. You guys know what's up, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye!